Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss Taurus in the moon sign position. This is in Sidereal Astrology. So Taurus here is a bit different than how we describe it in the Western astrology, where it's just considered very good, very relationship-oriented and materialistic, and they get what they want, etc. From what I've noticed, the Western side of things, when it comes to numerology and astrology, seem to paint the picture in the most flowery, fluffy sort of way that you can get it, whereas the Eastern side more so depicts the reality of how life actually is supposed to go. So with Sidereal Astrology, what they've done here is when they depict the Taurus in the moon sign position, they show that Venus and the moon are naturally enemies. Venus and the moon are both sort of watery entities, and that's the only commonality that they do have. The moon is very like substantive, very emotional, very subconscious driven, and Venus is more so about the materialism, the pleasure of life. And so it's almost like Venus is on like the shallow end, and then the moon is more so in the deeper waters when it comes to emotionality and just how they their perspective on life in general. So when you get somebody with a Taurus moon sign, there's a bit of trouble when it comes to them being anxious about their security. The main problem you guys have is that you want to always find stability in whatever it is that you do. But life, for the most part, is chaotic and it's random, and that's why it's interesting. Your lesson here, if you have your lunar energy as Taurus, is you need to learn that your life will never be in a state of tandem where it's just completely stable, everything is great, there's security, there's no risk to you. If you're like that, you're probably homeless. You need to understand that as you step up in the echelons of society and get more and more power, there's gonna literally come to you more and more risk. If you're going to be risk adverse, you're going to have a very low position in life, no matter what hierarchy this is, whether it be in business, politics, sports, what have you. Once you're a high performer or considered to be a high performer, you have expectations that are going to be outlined for you, and you're expected to meet that criteria at all times. So you don't really have much of a break. There's a lot of pressure on you. There's a lot of risk of failure. There's a lot of risk of losing other things like different assets. But you need to take this into consideration and then consider what exactly it is that you want to do. Another thing with you guys is that, like the Westerners said, you guys like to have nice things. To have these nice things is going to take some responsibility. I'm not saying that you guys are not responsible, disciplined, and definitely very stable individuals. The problem is that you guys have all of the characteristics to be very, very powerful in this lifetime, but you need to just make sure that you don't become too risk adverse in regards to over calculating, over analyzing, and then just leaving yourself sort of paralyzed within your own sort of mental construct, if that makes sense. Moving on to the more positive elements of it, of course, you guys are definitely, like I said, very disciplined, very consistent, very stable-minded, very grounded people who can help other people, help your family, help your community as a whole. You guys definitely have a lot of career options under that belt. You guys can do things like in the artistic realm, medicine, arts, sports, all these things, because you guys have that sort of grit strength and that very, very determined persona that makes you guys appear to be almost more than what you are in that sense. People will really say that you exemplify competence even if you don't really try to. It just subconsciously is just there for you guys, so that's definitely a good look. Typically, you guys do have short hair. You guys have very nice facial features. Your voice, Venus does bless you and bless your throat chakra. Your voice is usually quite seductive, whether it be a monotonous voice for men or a very soft voice for the women, sometimes even raspy. It depends, but there's sort of a sexual element to it that makes you guys have that level of attraction when you speak. So pay very special attention to careers that demand that you use your voice, or just in general, when you use your voice in general, just see what kind of avenues that leads you down, just because a lot of attraction will be there for how you speak and just the way you articulate yourself in general. So definitely take that into consideration. But aside from that, that should finalize the Taurus moon sign video. If you guys have any questions whatsoever regarding this, just leave it in the comments for me. But aside from that, like, subscribe, holla at me. It's over today, guys. Peace.